Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with 3 from me for December 2023. Three from Me is a series I introduced early last year. Every month, I recommend 3 movies I watched during the previous month. They are not always necessarily horror films, and they are not always necessarily first-time watches. They are not even necessarily the best 3 movies I watched that month. They are simply 3 movies I think deserve more attention. I've enjoyed filming these videos, so I do plan on continuing this series this year. You can anticipate my 3 from Me videos going live on the first Friday of every month. And speaking of Fridays, don't forget, the last Friday of every month is reserved for Franchise Frenzy. For those of you participating, please remember to rank your Part 1s on the last Friday of this month. I watched a lot of movies in December. Horror, Christmas, and others. For my 3 from Me, I've gone with a variety. 1 movie from the 90s, 1 from the 80s, and 1 from the 70s. And only one of them is a Christmas movie. A Christmas horror movie. But first, starting with the movie from the 90s, 1999 to be exact, I'm recommending Existen, featured here on this 15-film Man Cave pack. Existen is a David Cronenberg film, and I believe it was the only Cronenberg film I didn't own and hadn't seen. And by the way, yes, it is pronounced Existence, not existence like a lot of people say. Although Existence does sound like an erectile dysfunction pill. Vinegar Syndrome recently released Existence in a really nice limited edition 4K set. People have been raving about it, which sparked my interest. Earlier last year, Jason and I were coming up with ideas for live streams, and one of them was to watch and rank David Cronenberg's films. At the time, I had mentioned to Jason that the only one I didn't think I had was Existence, although at that point I called it Existence. I used to see the individual DVD all around, but for some reason never picked it up. I actually thought I had it in my collection, and then checked when Jason and I had that conversation, and found out that I did not. Truthfully, after that, I sort of forgot about it. But then, months later, it began receiving a ton of attention because of the Vinegar Syndrome announcement. Then, people started receiving their sets from Vinegar Syndrome and raving about the movie. Instead of blind buying that expensive edition, I decided to search for a cheaper option. I knew it had been included on a few multi-packs like this, so my search began. No joke, I literally found this set the next day. Brand new and still sealed for $2 at a local thrift store. Sometimes you just get lucky in the thrift hunt, and it's an exciting feeling when you're specifically looking for something and find it. But in this case, it was even better because it was brand new. But anyway, I'm not going to give you a synopsis because it's Cronenberg, and it's crazy. Existen stars Jude Law and Jennifer Jason Leigh. And if I do say so myself, I think it's the best she ever looked. The movie is so good that I actually watched it twice in one day. I watched it in the morning, told Jason he needed to watch it because it had been a long time since he had seen it. He dug out his copy, and then we watched it again together. I was honestly blown away by it, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Jason will be mentioning it in his recommendation video as well. Existence is the first of my 3 from Me recommendations for December 2023. Next up is another movie that recently got a release through Vinegar Syndrome. Tough Guys Don't Dance. This is a 1987 film written and directed by Norman Mailer and stars Ryan O'Neal, Isabella Rossellini, and Wings Hauser. I had found this VHS at a thrift store early last year, and never watched it. I bought it because of the cast and the tagline, which says, "A love story shadowed by murder, a comedy laced with horror." Not to mention it's a Canon Media VHS release. This was another one I kind of just forgot about until everyone started talking about it because of Vinegar Syndrome. Many were describing it as a hidden gem. I had also heard it's very wacky, so I needed to check it out for myself. Let me tell you, about 10 minutes into watching it, I was so happy that I picked up this tape when I found it. Tough Guys Don't Dance is a hard movie to describe, so I won't even try. The offbeat dialogue, the crazy characters, and the setting all make this one a worthy watch. All of the gratuitous nudity helps as well. This won't be for everyone, but I have to admit, Tough Guys Don't Dance is a movie I've been thinking about since I watched it. So chances are I'll be revisiting it sooner than later. And my last recommendation for the month of December is Silent Night, Bloody Night, my all-time favorite Christmas slasher film. Jason and I have a tradition of watching Silent Night, Bloody Night every year on December 23rd, or Christmas Eve Eve, or, for you Seinfeld fans, Festivus. Though production began in the late 60s, Silent Night, Bloody Night wasn't released until 1972. It's a slasher that clearly inspired future classics, including Black Christmas, Halloween, and Prom Night. Unfortunately, this one never quite received the same amount of attention as the others. I think a lot of that had to do with the quality of the film print, which up until this Film Chest Restored Version DVD release was pretty atrocious. The most important thing I can say about this recommendation is this. If you watch Silent Night, Bloody Night, be sure to watch this edition. If not, you will literally miss so much because the print was so damaged and so dark. This release is the best it's ever looked, and you can get it for a good price. When it comes to hidden gems, Silent Night, Bloody Night is one of the best in my opinion, especially in regards to Christmas horror. Slasher fans should definitely check this out if you haven't already. So there they are, guys, my 3 from me for December 2023. What do you think? Have you seen any of these films? Which of the 3 is your favorite? Comment below and let me know. Remember, physical media matters. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.